at least down in the States, we were able to use CBD to really scale up production. And as some of the other markets started opening up, now all of a sudden we're looking at exporting manufactured CBD products to the countries that bred or originally used to produce the original landrace cultivars.
What I was most impressed by was how you guys turned, and I wasn't happy when it was $60,000 a kilo, but so many people were buying, like, we're going to build a farm and grow some CBD hemp. They drove that price down to $600 a kilo in like 2.5 to 3 years, from 60,000 down to 600. Oh.
But here's the interesting thing about it. When we start setting up international contracts for shipping CBD, if I want to sell to some, there are many countries that when you sell to that country, you have to sell to the entire government, and that government wants to be able to supply every pharmacy or every retail liquor store in their country. Now that may not sound big, but when you look at countries in Central or South America where they have the same population of the U.S., you're not just picking up a province, you're picking up an entire country, and that's essentially tenfold in the size of your market. Now this THC side's slower to develop than the CBD side, but I've had international governmental buyers come and trying to buy levels of manufactured CBD product that equate to millions of acres of CBD hemp, and that's not just not being grown in North America. And the same thing is going to happen as THC slowly ramps up, because what will happen is those countries are going to start allowing CBD, but they don't have it in their country. So then you start having people export from Canada or the States or wherever it's legal to export to those countries to supply that market, while that market those market farmers get set up. And hopefully we can help those farmers get set up, build their own facilities to produce their own cultivars that are native to that terroir, because that's going to produce the highest quality. But then you'll always have that, and I hate to say it, you'll always have that publicly traded monolith that's trying to supply every bodega in the world, right? And while that may not be what I'm buying when I'm trying to buy my premium products, it is something that's going to drive that market forward, that opens up the market for the smaller producers. Because I don't like buying publicly traded beers. I prefer craft beers, but I'm certainly glad that those publicly traded beers allowed for or have evolved in such a way to support the craft brewing industry in North America. Same thing's going to happen with cannabis. Comments, questions? Yeah, so butter was basically a wax that was whipped into a butter consistency. So when it first comes out of the machine, it's a combination of lipids, triglycerides, monoglycerides, triglycerides, phospholipids, and then all the terpenes and cannabinoids. Now, if you think about dairy, you can treat that dairy in multiple different ways and either turn it into a milk, a butter, or a cheese. The same is true with cannabis extracted oils.
Oh, like the breeder.
If you can actually cause some what's called nucleation and subtle forms of hydration, hydroxylation, and decarboxylation. But if you can actually break some of the bonds on the fatty acids to actually turn it more into a butter consistency. But that most of those lipids and waxes were deemed undesirable because most people are trying to vaporize or inhale the oils. Those butters may be good if you're actually making